What happens when two men who trusted each other for years finally stop hiding the truth? One secret, one painful mistake, and one confrontation that could destroy everything. In Season 8 of Outlander, the bond between Lord John Grey and Jamie Fraser reaches its darkest moment yet. The anger is real, the pain is deep, and by the end of this fight, nothing between them may ever be the same again. For years, Lord John Grey stood beside Jamie Fraser even when the world turned against him. He protected Jamie's family, kept dangerous secrets, and stayed loyal even when it caused him pain. Their friendship was never simple. There was always respect between them, but there was also sadness, silence, and feelings neither man truly spoke about. Jamie understood Lord John better than most people did, and Lord John saw parts of Jamie that nobody else could see. That is what makes this moment so powerful. The closer two people become, the more painful betrayal feels when trust begins to break. And now, after years of sacrifice, Lord John starts to believe that Jamie has hidden something from him that changes everything. The tension begins quietly. Lord John notices small things that do not make sense. A strange look from Jamie, a sudden silence when certain names are mentioned, a feeling that people around him know more than he does. At first, he ignores it because he wants to trust Jamie. He has defended Jamie too many times to suddenly doubt him now. But deep inside, the fear keeps growing. Lord John knows Jamie well enough to see when he is carrying guilt, and Jamie is carrying something heavy. Every conversation between them becomes colder. Every quiet pause feels uncomfortable. Even Claire notices the change between the two men, though nobody says the truth out loud. As war and danger grow around them, emotions become harder to control. Jamie is already under pressure from every side. He is trying to protect his family while holding together a world that feels close to falling apart. But the more pressure Jamie feels, the more distant he becomes. Lord John takes this distance personally. After everything he has done for Jamie, he cannot understand why Jamie suddenly shuts him out. That confusion slowly turns into anger. Lord John begins to wonder if their friendship ever truly mattered to Jamie in the same way it mattered to him. Then comes the moment that changes everything. Lord John finally hears information he was never supposed to discover. The truth hits him hard because it does not just expose a secret. It exposes years of emotional pain hidden behind silence. In that instant, all the memories they shared begin to feel different. Every sacrifice, every promise, every painful goodbye. Lord John realizes he has spent years protecting someone who never fully trusted him. The heartbreak on his face says more than words ever could. This is not just anger. It is disappointment from a man who gave loyalty without limits. Jamie immediately understands something is wrong. The moment he sees Lord John's expression, he knows the secret is no longer safe. For a brief second, Jamie looks almost afraid. Not afraid of violence or war, but afraid of losing someone important to him. Jamie has survived battles, prisons, and death itself, yet this emotional moment shakes him in a completely different way. Because deep down, Jamie knows Lord John deserves answers, but he also knows the truth may destroy whatever remains between them. The silence between the two men becomes unbearable. Neither of them knows how to begin the conversation because both understand how dangerous it could become. Lord John's pain slowly turns into cold anger. Jamie tries to stay calm, but his guilt is impossible to hide now. Years of buried emotion are finally rising to the surface. And for the first time in a long time, their friendship feels truly broken. Lord John can no longer hide what he is feeling. The anger inside him has grown too large, and every second he spends near Jamie only makes it worse. He walks into the room carrying years of pain behind his eyes. Jamie immediately notices the difference in him. This is not the calm and controlled Lord John he has always known. Something inside him has finally snapped. The air between them feels heavy before a single word is spoken. Jamie stands still, watching carefully, already understanding that this conversation may change everything forever. Lord John stares at Jamie in silence for a long moment. almost as if he is waiting for Jamie to confess on his own. But Jamie says nothing. That silence only adds fuel to the fire burning inside Lord John. He begins speaking slowly at first, his voice filled with disappointment more than anger. He reminds Jamie of everything they survived together. The years of loyalty, the promises, the risks he took to protect Jamie's family. Every word feels personal because Lord John is not speaking like a soldier or nobleman anymore. He is speaking like a man whose heart has finally reached its limit. Jamie listens quietly, but the guilt on his face becomes impossible to hide. Lord John notices every small reaction, every lowered glance, every pause before Jamie answers. To Lord John, those reactions feel like proof that the worst fears inside his mind are true. The pain in his voice grows stronger as he asks Jamie one simple question that changes the entire mood of the room. He asks whether Jamie ever truly trusted him at all. The question hits Jamie harder than any insult could. For a moment, Jamie cannot answer because the truth is far too complicated. Jamie finally speaks, trying to explain himself, but his words only make the situation worse. He says he was trying to protect everyone. He says some truths are too dangerous to reveal. But Lord John no longer wants excuses. He spent years understanding Jamie's silence, defending his choices, and accepting the emotional distance between them. Now he realizes how tired he truly is. Tired of being pushed away. Tired of giving loyalty while receiving secrets in return. The sadness inside him slowly turns into bitterness, and Jamie can see it happening right in front of him. The conversation becomes more painful as old wounds begin reopening. Lord John brings up moments from the past that Jamie hoped were forgotten. He talks about the sacrifices he made without asking for anything back. He reminds Jamie that he protected Claire, helped raise William, and stood beside the Fraser family during their darkest moments. Every memory now feels poisoned by the belief that Jamie never fully allowed him into his life. Jamie tries to defend himself, but even he knows there is truth in Lord John's words. For the first time, Jamie loses control of his emotions too. He raises his voice and tells Lord John that loyalty goes both ways. He says Lord John has no idea how much pressure he carries every single day. He talks about war, family, fear, and responsibility crushing him from every side. Jamie admits he made difficult choices because he believed he had no other option. But even while defending himself, Jamie's eyes reveal regret. He knows he hurt someone who cared deeply for him, and that knowledge tears at him inside. Lord John refuses to back down now. Years of hidden emotion finally pour out of him all at once. He admits how painful it has been to stand beside Jamie while always remaining at a distance emotionally. He says Jamie only turns to him when he needs help, but never when it comes to trust. The honesty in his words leaves Jamie speechless. This is no longer just about secrets. It is about loneliness, heartbreak, and years of emotional suffering hidden behind polite smiles and careful conversations. Jamie steps closer, trying to calm the situation, but Lord John moves away from him immediately. That small movement says everything. The trust between them is cracking apart in real time. Jamie realizes he may already be too late to fix this. For years, he believed Lord John would always remain loyal no matter what happened. Now he sees the damage his silence has caused. And for the first time, Jamie looks truly afraid of losing him forever. The room falls silent again, but now the silence feels colder than before. Both men are breathing heavily, emotionally exhausted from finally speaking truths they buried for years. Lord John's eyes are filled with pain, while Jamie stands frozen between pride and guilt. Neither of them knows how to move forward from this moment. The friendship that survived war, prison, and death itself now hangs by a thread because of honesty that arrived far too late. The fight between Lord John Grey and Jamie Fraser does not end when the shouting stops. In many ways, that is only the beginning. The room becomes painfully quiet after their emotional confrontation, but the damage has already been done. Jamie stands there trying to find the right words, yet nothing feels strong enough to repair what just broke between them. Lord John looks at him differently now. Not with admiration or loyalty, but with deep disappointment. That change hurts Jamie more than any insult ever could. For a long moment, neither man speaks. The silence feels heavy, almost impossible to breathe through. Jamie wants to explain everything clearly, but emotions are clouding his thoughts. He knows Lord John deserves honesty, yet honesty now feels dangerous. Every truth carries consequences. Every answer could create even more pain. Jamie has spent years protecting the people he loves by keeping secrets hidden. But now he starts wondering if those secrets destroyed the very relationships he was trying to save. Lord John finally breaks the silence again, but his voice sounds calmer now. That calmness is somehow worse than the anger before. The fire inside him has cooled into something colder and more painful. He tells Jamie that betrayal does not always come from lies alone. Sometimes betrayal comes from silence, from choosing not to trust someone,